Hello, my friends. We will start our practice with Om chanting 7 times. So, hello again, my dear friends, and welcome to Real Yoga Live, our class number 20. And you see me behind this wall that I have painted myself with these mantras, with these hymns. Guru Paduka Stotram, it's called this one. And yes, I'm still in the Virgin Jungle house, in this sacred sanctuary deep in the Virgin Jungle. And I just hope that you can see me well, because the internet, I'm not sure how good the internet is, my mobile connection, especially because today, 1 hour ago, it was raining intensely, and now it is a bit cloudy outside. So I hope that you can see me and hear me well. Do you? Can you hear me? Can you see me? I'm also recording without the microphone, the external microphone, so I'm not sure how well you can hear me. I'm trying to speak a bit louder. I hope you can both see and hear me well. I already see 7 participants, so please give me your likes, help boost our video, help boost our class. And today Today we are going to practice a new technique known as Anulom Vilom Pranayama, alternate nostril breathing. It is an important and interesting, powerful practice that we are going to do today. But we will start, as we always do, with a short observation of ourselves, with a short meditation. So sit for the meditation. It is better if you sit on your mat or on the floor, cross-legged. Myself, I'm sitting. Video and sound quality is good. Thank you, Augustas, for the response. So, myself, I'm sitting on my stone, and not in a cross-legged position, because this way I can hold the phone in my left hand on my knee. It is easier for me to give the class this way, so I will be sitting in a more normal way. However, if you want to make the practice more advanced, sitting cross-legged is more advanced way of practicing the yogic practices and meditation. The more important thing, however, is to have your spine more straight. Even if you're leaning into something behind you, such as myself, I'm leaning into this Sanskrit wall behind me, but I still have my spine kind of straight. I'm mindful of this, and this is always an important thing to remember. Spine straight, spine elongated. As always, you can have the position of your hands, Jnani Mudra, like this. You can have it with palms facing upwards. The hands can be on your knees, usually, and your mouth, your tongue, the tip of the tongue is touching the upper roof of your mouth, the palate, and this also helps with activating certain energetic circuits in your body which help with meditation and concentration. So having this position that energetically enhances the meditation, start observing yourself, aware how you are at this moment. How you are feeling today. Good. Now move the attention towards your physical body. How is the body doing? How is the physical body feeling today? How vital do you feel in your body? How energized and full of life do you feel? Just observe it. Don't judge yourself. If you are feeling low on energy, don't feel bad about that. Simply observe. Things come and go in this life. Some days we feel great and we have a lot of energy. We feel ready to do many things. And some days we don't feel so. And don't feel bad if today is not your best day. Simply observe. Everything comes and goes in this world. So, physical body. How is physical body today? Maybe you can even feel the energy, the pranic, subtle spiritual pranic energy in your body. How energized you feel in this energetic spiritual way. How flexible or stiff you feel in the body. Okay, now our attention is turning towards our breathing. Observe how you breathe. Is breathing easy, pleasant, or is it not? Try to evaluate the state of your breathing. All right, we will begin with the first exercise as usual, diaphragmatic breathing. So now just breathing with the abdomen. Breathing starts with exhalation, so exhale the air from your abdomen. Then inhale, the stomach goes on protruding forward, and your lower back is protruding backwards until you fill your lower part of your lobes of your lungs. And then you go on exhaling all of the air. Chest is not moving, only abdomen is moving. If you want, you can have your hand touching your belly so that you can feel this movement and be aware of it more. Or if you want, you can continue holding your hands in Jnani Mudra as before, aware and conscious of this breathing. This is the practice you are doing now, and although this is a simple, easy, maybe even boring practice, but it is powerful practice to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, help you calm down, help you recover, which is very important. In this world, in our lives full of stress and tensions, it is important to know and be able to consciously activate this parasympathetic nervous system to give us some space, give us some time to come back to our restful state of recovery. And as you are breathing with your abdomen, at the same time you are aware. And this awareness means meditation, aware of each in and out breath and the way the stomach feels, the way the diaphragm feels as you breathe. Breathing, diaphragmatic breathing. It is up to you how deep you want this breathing to be. If you want it to be a more powerful exercise, then you exhale completely and you inhale more in your stomach, not your chest. But if you are exhausted, you can, or if you don't want to go intensely, you can simply breathe more shallow, meaning you don't exhale the whole air and you don't inhale fully into your stomach either. However, you remain aware of abdominal breathing. Maintaining the posture, sitting straight, elongating the spine, continue breathing. If the mind is running, if the mind is restless, thinking about all kinds of things, don't feel bad about this. Just every time you remember, get back to your meditation, get back to your awareness of your breathing. This is a practice, this is a challenge. Your mind will want to take control and get you thinking about all kinds of unimportant things. However, you are the master of your body, you are the master of your breathing, you are the master of your mind. Therefore, each time you see that you have slipped into unconscious thinking, simply come back to the object of your meditation, which now is abdominal breathing. And as you breathe this way, start to observe how you feel now. Do you feel any change in your body, in the way you feel? Do you feel any difference produced by this abdominal diaphragmatic breathing and your awareness of it? Do you feel more calm? All right. Let's move into full yogic breathing, our next breathing exercise, which you already know how to do, which is full yogic. Now we will breathe more. So again, starts with exhalation. Inhale stomach. Continue inhaling chest. You can inhale in the subclavicular area. Exhale in the reverse order. And continue breathing full yogic breathing. Now it is time to ventilate the lungs. Exercise the lungs to make them more elastic, more flexible, more strong. You can breathe more slow. You can breathe somewhat more fast. However, if you are breathing more fast, you will be hyperventilating, and maybe this is not what we want at this point. And again, as you are breathing, be mindful of how you are breathing. Be mindful of changes happening in your body, how you are inhaling in the your stomach protrudes, then your chest protrudes, then your shoulders, maybe they lift slightly. And as you exhale, shoulders go down, chest goes down and in, and stomach goes in. Full yogic breathing while the spine is straight and elongated. And as you're breathing this way, also be mindful of how you feel. Can you already feel some changes happening in your body as you're breathing more? Can you feel that inside of your body, the whole your body feels different? This breathing gives oxygen, and this breathing also likely helps you lose more carbon dioxide, which makes changes in your body. Observe those changes. What do you feel is happening as you are breathing this way? This kind of breathing should give you more energy, make you more energized, but at the same time stable. You don't go crazy, you don't go losing your concentration. You stay stable, however, you become more energized. If you are breathing too fast and you are becoming too dizzy, that's the sign you are hyperventilating, and this is these are also the effects of the breathing that you are aware of. If you're breathing more fast. All right. One more time, observe how you feel and how this full yogic breathing has made you feel. Do you feel any difference? We hadn't breathed for a long time, but even for this short while, maybe you can observe the changes that have happened in your body and the way you feel. Maybe you can also observe the changes in your breathing system, your breathing muscles, and your lungs. Already feeling more expanded, more flexible. Lungs. As you are slowly returning to normal breathing, whatever that breathing for you is right now, such as diaphragmatic breathing, let's come back to normal breathing while staying aware of the way we breathe and aware of how you feel right now. Now, I will dedicate some time to go on explaining this Anulom Vilom Pranayama, a breathing practice that we are going to learn today, and we are going to practice this breathing as well. While I'm explaining all of this, keep your meditation going, keep your spine straight, keep your posture right, and keep on breathing, either abdominal breathing, if you want you can continue full yogic breathing, while I'm going to tell you some things that are very interesting things for me, at least from a yogic perspective and also scientific perspective. Today we are going to practice Anulom Vilom Pranayama, which stands as alternate nostril breathing. Maybe you have heard about this, maybe you have seen this, maybe you have practiced it yourself. When you close with your fingers, usually like this, you close one nostril, you inhale, then you close the other one, you exhale, and you go on breathing this way. So today we're going to practice this thing. I just made a short demonstration of what we are going to do. But before we start, it is important to explain some things about this and why this practice exists. So first of all, breathing through the nose. We already spoke about the importance of nose breathing in our first real yoga live class. But one thing I hadn't gotten into when I spoke about nose breathing, which, because it is a whole huge subject on its own, is uh, is why we have two nostrils. We don't have just one nostril to breathe in the nose. We have two nostrils. And the one who has created us, our God, our Creator, whatever way we want to call it, why why have we been created with two nostrils, not just one? The interesting thing that yoga talks about and even science acknowledges is that breathing through your left and right nostrils are not the same. There are differences. And from yogic perspective, uh, when you breathe through your left nostril, you are activating the left part of your body. It may get kind of confusing, but yes, breathing the left nostril activates the left part of the body. However, it activates the opposite side, which is the right side of the brain. And when you're breathing through the right nostril, You are activating the right side of your body. However, in the brain, these neurological energetic pathways, they shift and cross, and therefore you are activating the opposite side, the left side of your brain. Now, what the heck is this about? Probably we all have heard about yin and yang in uh, Chinese systems. However, the same about the like two polarities, plus and minus, man and woman, these dualities, yin and yang. The same stands in yoga. In the sciences of yoga, it is called as Ida and Pingala. When you breathe through the left nostril, you are activating the Ida channel, which, as I already said, it goes is your left side of your body. However, when it comes to your head, to your brain, it shifts, it crosses to the right. Therefore, you can feel it in the right hemisphere of your brain. This is Ida. And interesting thing, amazing thing, very interesting thing for me is that if you breathe this way, if you breathe only through your left nostril, you're gonna be activating this Ida part, which is associated with more feminine, more receptive, more intuitive, more restful. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which again makes you kind of calm down. This is happening when you breathe, especially when you inhale through the left nostril. You activate the Ida channel and you activate the right hemisphere of your brain. And vice versa. When you breathe through your right nostril by closing the left one, you will be activating what is known as Pingala channel in Indian lore, in Indian, not Indian, yogic knowledge. So Pingala stands as more masculine, as fire, as the sun. It is more active, it is more aggressive. So while Ida, this one, is more passive, is receptive, and is like the moon, is represented by the moon, the right one, the right nostril breathing activates the sun, masculine, aggressive. This kind of energy is being activated. It also activates the sympathetic nervous system. We already know what we are talking about, the sympathetic nervous system. And an amazing thing is that this breathing activates these different things in our body. Actually, there is a whole science of yoga called Swara Yoga that talks about this, and it talks about how you can manipulate your breathing if you want to have specific results. For example, if you want to have more energy, you want to go to the gym and train, and you want to have more fire energy, then the science of Swara Yoga would tell you that you have to breathe more through your right nostril. And there are some practices, some ways, some techniques to do this. And for example, if you want to calm down, or if you want to be more intuitive, then you want to resort your breathing to the left nostril, especially the inhalation. This is Swara Yoga, and this is, for me, it is a very interesting subject. And this is important to know, to understand what this alternate nostril breathing is about. And as the name suggests, alternate nostril breathing means that you're gonna breathe alternating alternating your nostrils. You are gonna breathe through different nostrils. And what this breathing, this pranayama does, it harmonizes, it balances. And therefore, this practice, Anulom Vilom pranayama, is one of the well known practices, also as introductory practice, preparatory, better word, preparatory practices to bring harmony in the body, to bring harmony in the energetic system, and also it helps to calm down, but at the same time maintain you in control, maintain you stable, and maintain you in the state where you can do things. uh, this alternate nostril breathing is a preparation for more advanced yogic practices, for more advanced pranayamas, breathing exercises, because it prepares, it balances these energies. And it also, another thing it does, it helps clean the nadis, the energy pathways in our energy system, which is very important. So this is the yogic science behind this breathing. And now I will go on explaining and showing what is the correct technique of performing this alternate nostril breathing, also known as Anulom Vilom Pranayama. There are different ways of doing this. However, the most common, the most kind of popular way of breathing this, and good way, which I practice myself too, is you use your right hand. And normally, this Anulom Vilom Pranayama starts and ends with Ida, with left. Basically, it starts with inhaling through the left and it ends with exhaling through the left. So it starts and ends with your thumb. Your thumb, I will show first. I will show first so you can see. So after full exhalation, you tap your nose, inhale. After inhalation, you change and you use one of these fingers to close the other nostril and you open the right one. Then you exhale. After exhalation, you inhale through the same one. Inhale through the same one. And after inhalation, you again change. Close the right, open the left, and exhale. Okay, so you can do it just as I have done with having these two fingers like this closed and only using these ones. Or you can also practice the way I usually practice, is these two fingers you can place on your third eye, which helps to maintain your hand stable. And at the same time, this can help kind of activate your third eye. So you can do this holding as well. And again, exhalation with your right hand's thumb. You close the right nostril, inhale. After inhalation, you close with one of those two fingers. You close. You open your right nostril. Exhale. Inhale through the same one. The same one. Close. Open this one. Exhale. And now you can also start practicing with me. Let's do this while sitting, spine straight, and only use the right hand. Continue breathing this way while I continue explaining things. So one round of Anulom Vilom Pranayama constitutes actually two breaths. Not one breath, but two breaths. One round of Anulom Vilom constitutes inhale, exhale, and then again inhale, but through the right, and exhale through the left. Therefore, it starts and ends with Ida channel with left nostril. This constitutes one round of Anulom Vilom pranayama. And again, you can breathe with fingers like this or fingers like this. You can find the way which is more convenient, more natural for you to breathe. How you use those two fingers, whether you, I usually breathe with, uh, I tap with this finger. Some people tap it with the little finger, or maybe even with both. You find your own way, but this is the technique. Keep on breathing, keep on practicing, maintaining the spine straight, breathing. Don't we don't need to overcomplicate right now with the how long to inhale, how long to exhale. Just simply go on learning this how to manipulate the fingers. Mm. And as I'm explaining, this type of breathing helps you to find equilibrium. It helps to balance your Ida and Pingala, your yin and yang in your body, and this helps bring about peace, calmness in you, while at the same time maintains you in your center, means that you are not going to sleep. You still are in the position to do what you have to do, but you are more balanced, more in harmony. You will find more peaceful yourself, more calm as you do this. You may even find yourself feeling more powerful. Let's continue breathing. If you find that your arm is becoming tired because you are holding your arm all of the time in the air, this is normal, especially when you are starting this practice. It is normal that your shoulder will start feeling tired because you are continuously holding your hand in the air. To make this easier, you can place your elbow closer to your to your body, to your ribs, and this gives some stability and some support. And if you want to make it even give it even more support, you can use the other hand. I'm holding my phone with this one, but with the other hand, I don't know if I can show this. With the other hand, you place it beneath the elbow to support this elbow, and therefore it is easier if you are starting to get tired. In the beginning, it may be kind of confusing from which nostril to inhale, from which to exhale. However, just keep on practicing and it will become, in due time, it will become automatic and habitual. This whole play, I will explain again. Right now, I'm practicing not this way, but this way, so that you can see better my nose. So, inhalation after full exhalation, inhale through the left. After full inhalation, close left, open right, exhale through the right. And after exhalation, inhale through the same one. Then change again and exhale through the left. You can imagine this as if a certain line, as if you are inhaling the left. And then it goes exhaling right, inhaling right, exhaling left. And then again inhaling left, crossing, exhaling right, inhaling the same, crossing, exhaling left. Continue breathing this way. One more time, one more round. Inhale through the left, exhale right, inhale right, exhale left. Arm down, hand down, come back to normal breathing. And as you come back to normal breathing, observe how you feel now. What are the results of this Anulom Vilom pranayama you have just practiced? What is the difference you feel now? Do you feel more harmony, more equilibrium? Do you feel both kind of restful and peaceful and calm, but at the same time you feel enough energized to go and do things that you have to do? This is what Anulom Vilom Pranayama does. So this is a great practice. Everyone can practice this. It doesn't have contraindications. For example, people with high blood pressure, they can also do this practice. It is a safe practice to do. And you can usually start with practicing for a few minutes, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. And as your practice continues, you can go on increasing the time to 10 minutes, maybe even 20 minutes. And this is one of those important practices you can do any day and every day. And 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 yes, this is a good practice. Observe your feelings, observe how you are, what this practice done to you. This is also a practice, in many ways, preparatory practice before other more advanced practices such as pranayama exercises, because uh, this balances, Anulom Vilom Pranayama balances your energies, and therefore it is good to practice it before you go into more deep breathing exercises that are meant to give you more energy, because you want to have your system in balance before you indeed start getting more energy things happening in your body, such as the things happening with kumbhaka, for example, which means a Sanskrit name for breath retentions, which is maybe the most, a very important part of pranayama science. Breathing science is actually not breathing itself, but breath retentions. Magical things happen when you do those, but this is more dangerous and more advanced. However, a way to prepare for this advanced kumbhaka breath retention practice is actually prepare your energy system with this alternate nostril breathing. So this is a preparation for more profound yogic practices, but at the same time it is a great practice for everyday life, to make you function better in everyday life, to help you find this balance between parasympathetic nervous system and sympathetic nervous system. I want to read the comment from Augustas. Don't feel balance. Left side is hard to breathe. Right side is easy flow. Good point. Good point. Now, how deep I want to go with explaining Swara Yoga. So, uh, much of the time you can find that breathing through one nostril is easier than breathing through the other nostril. Meaning, even though we have two nostrils, but much of the time, or most of the time, you can find that through one of the nostrils, breathing is happening more easy than through the other one. Meaning that one of the nostrils gets kind of clogged, and therefore breathing is more predominant through one of the nostrils most of the time, much of the time. However, as the time goes, after half an hour, after 1 hour, it starts changing, and the nostril that was kind of blocked starts opening up, and the nostril that was the one that was closed starts opening up, and the one that was open starts closing. Interesting things happening with the body, and again, this Swara Yoga talks about this. It is even said that normally it takes like 1 hour and 40 minutes or something like that for this transition to occur. And this is a natural way of our body managing this, basically finding equilibrium through this Ida and Pingala energy. Basically, it's not that all of the time our energy is stable and in balance, but most of the time it is shifting from one to the other side, and therefore, if you have found that breathing through one of the nostrils is more difficult than the other one, it is completely normal. If you observe later on, after 1 hour, after a few hours, you will likely find that the nostril which was blocked now is opened, and very likely that the nostril which was opened is kind of getting closed. There is much to be said about the science of yoga, of Swara Yoga, and basically, for example, if your right nostril is more opened than the left one, that means that the energy is more flowing through your Pingala channel. It is more predominant in this. And then, after some time, it will change and there will be more predominance on the left side. Ida and Pingala. We are talking about advanced yogic energy things. There are three main channels in our energy body. Ida and Pingala, And the central one is Shushumna channel. This is the mystical yogic kundalini channel that opens up when both of the nostrils are flowing equally, when both Ida and Pingala, when both yin and yang are equalized. It opens the central channel, the Shushumna channel. And this is another thing what this Anulom Vilom pranayama it does. It by balancing the left and right nostrils, Ida and Pingala channels, when they become harmonized, it opens the central channel, the mystical channel, the Shushumna channel, the one that Kundalini energy goes through. And even in a normal activity, normal daily life, as I said, you have one nostril kind of closed, but after some time it will start opening up, and there will be a point in time, usually it's some minutes, when both nostrils are flowing equally, both are opened. When both are open, it means that the central channel is open, the Kundalini, the Shushumna channel is opened, and this brings more, let's say, a higher state of being, which goes beyond the duality. You kind of go beyond the duality, and this is the state where you can also have more perception, spiritual perception, and also basically you are in balance. This is when your left and right nostrils flow equally. This is when the Shushumna channel gets opened. Now I got into explaining what I wasn't thinking to explain, but thanks to Augustus, thank you, my friends, for commenting. This makes our classes also more, what's the word, interactive and more interesting for me also to give. But yes, this is what I wanted to explain. All right. Now, after practicing Anulom Viloma Pranayama, let's continue. Let's continue with the Ujjayi breathing, the ocean sound breathing. So again, spine is straight, and now breathing through both nostrils in a way that makes the sound. We already know this. I don't know if you can hear me breathing Ujjayi. However, this is what we do now. By restricting the air flow through the throat, we make this breathing more heard, making sound, and you can feel the pressure uh, in your breathing as you are breathing this way. Uh, Continue breathing Ujjayi Pranayama, and when you are ready, uh, mix this with also visualization of making the energy go up the spine and making the energy go down the spine. So every time you are inhaling, the energy goes up your spine from Muladhara chakra up to the top of the head. And every time as exhalation, the energy goes down through your spine again to the Muladhara chakra. And Ujjayi breathing empowers this practice. Let's do this. Keep on breathing. You can breathe full yogic breathing, such as I have. Breathe full yogic breathing, or if you want, you can simply breathe in abdominal breathing, but continue with ujjayi and continue with visualization. If it is hard to visualize the energy or the light or whatever presence going up and down your spine, it is completely normal. It's actually an advanced practice, but just by trying to do this, you are already doing a great work. Don't expect perfection, just know that practice brings perfection. Spine straight, the tip of the tongue continues in touching the upper roof of your mouth. One more inhalation, followed by one more exhalation. And after this, come back to your normal breathing and again observe how you feel now. Did this Ujjayi pranayama accompanied with this advanced visualization along the Shushumna central channel that we kind of opened or were opening with Anulom Anulom Vilom pranayama? How did this make you feel? Observe within yourself whether you see some changes or you don't. Mindful of how you feel now. How is the breathing now? How does it feel to breathe now? After all of these breathing exercises we have done, how is breathing now? Do you feel you have trained the breathing muscles? Maybe they are slightly tired or exercised. The breathing muscles, diaphragm, intercostal muscles. Intercostal muscles are the muscles of your chest, and when you do full yogic breathing, these muscles are also trained. How do the lungs feel? Do they feel more stretched, more elastic? And what is the feeling within? Do you feel more calm or do you feel energized? Or you feel both? It's already 1 hour of our real yoga practicing. We are slowly, we will be ending our practice today, but continue with mindfulness, aware, And let me go through the comments. I see I had some comments today. Hello, my brothers. Ahmed, hi. I got a question. You are a Kashmiri Shai White? Uh, I have respect to all of the spiritual and yogic traditions and shamanic traditions and all of the spiritual traditions around the world. However, I don't identify myself with none, even though I have learned much from different traditions and religions. However, I don't identify myself with any. I this is why even this is why even in these real yoga classes here I try to speak not only from yogic perspective but also from scientific perspective, from different points of view, because I think there is a value to be found in different ways to see things through. However, I don't identify myself with any religion. However, I do have respect and appreciation to all true religions and practices and all true seekers and all true yogis from the bottom of my heart, because finally this is the way towards God, and for me God is one, even though there are different religions, but our creator is the same, and this is what I feel in my heart. um, yes. Okay, my friends, uh, we are about to be ending our 20th class. I'm happy today I shared with you another important practice, Anulom Vilom Pranayama. Uh, Feel free to practice it as much as you want. I would love you to practice. I would love to hear from you how it is going to help you and your life. And we are going to see each other in the next class after the weekend. And uh, give me your likes to help our channel grow and help other people also come to and start practicing. And before we end, let's end with Om chanting, 7 Om mantra chanting. All right, my brothers, my sisters, have a great day. Have a beautiful, peaceful, relaxing, restful evening. Much love to you, and let's see in the next class.